Welcome to Parker Brothers Fabrication Department. In a few minutes, I'll be taking you on a tour of one of our lines. But before that, I'd like to give you a little background. At one time, we used to have all our cutting equipment in one location or clusters, as well as our case makers were in clusters, as well as our spotters. But at this time, we now have them in line formation, lines 1, 2, and 3. To give you a little background, when they were in a cluster formation, we used to have as much as $140,000 worth of material on the floor, and now we happen to have $40,000 worth of material on the floor. Because of the line formation, it's not required for us to have so much material on the floor. The travel time or the distance that it would flow, the material went from raw material to finished product, used to be approximately 650 feet with the cluster formation. With our new line formation, the actual distance or flow distance is now 30 to 35 feet. So you can see that there's been quite a difference. What we're going to do in a few minutes is I will take you over to line 1 and we will go through the process from raw material to finished goods. This is the raw material. This is the location that is brought to. This raw material is of a specified size. So when it's brought over to the slitter to be slid into strips, that we can end up with specified size panels. This is the slitting operation. This is where the panel is slid into strips. The old way, it used to take approximately 30 to 45 minutes to set this piece of equipment up. With the new methods we now have, it takes approximately 10 minutes because of the use of quick release devices as well as cleaning up the shafts and parts to make the move easier. As you can see, where they cut the process over here and the parts are being cut, that at one time in the old process we used to have as many as 50,000 parts on the floor. Now they deal with as little as 1,000 or 2,000 parts, which we have better control over, so if there's a difficulty or problem, it can be picked up on rather quickly. The process will now go from slitting to cross-cutting. This is the cross-cutter, where the strip is cut into panels. As you notice, that the machines are relatively close together to each other compared to the old process of cluster, where they were so far apart that each operator could not see each other. And as well as another factor that is gained is that this operation is now done by one operator instead of two. On this particular cross-cutter, the setup time has been reduced from about 40 minutes down to about 12 with the introduction of quick fasteners and release methods. As you'll see, the machine takes the panel and slits it into a small panel size, which I have here. This will continue on to the casing operation, which will put the outer casing on the panel. This is the case maker. This is the process that puts the outer casing around the panels that come from the cross-cutter. As you can see, it is also in close proximity to the cross-cutter. The cross-cutter is responsible to make sure his panels are fit for use for the case maker, so there are no problems. Again, we do have control over the product. This way there, if there is a problem, it can be corrected relatively quickly. From this point, the casing board goes down to the labeling machine. This is the label machine. You'll see that this is putting the label on the case board. Behind me, you'll see as the board process goes on, you'll see the finished board come out at the end, again be inspected by one of the operators, and then be ready to go upstairs to be put in the game. This process continues as one flow as you've seen. And then it is inspected several times. This way here they can deal with lots of approximately 1,000, and instead of the old way when they dealt with lots up to 50 to possibly 100,000 game boards. This area is the area of the labeler that we just had seen. To give you a little background of what they've done, if you look down here, you'll see that the floor has been marked. Simply that a table should be there, only labels should be here. This area here should be kept open, and the area behind me was set up for glue and pallets. There doesn't seem any reason why this area should be for anything else, because this is their work area. You would not have your files, so to speak, down their office in another office. If they were your files, you'd want them in your area. The same thing here. They would like to have their material next to their equipment. That way they don't have to travel 50, 75, or 100 feet to get something that they need to do the process. As also, if you'll notice, on the walls there are blackboards. These blackboards are used for communication between shifts. This makes it easier if there's a problem for one shift to communicate to another. For some reason or another, it doesn't seem that we communicate enough. we found out the use of blackboards for communication has worked out quite well. On the spotter to my left, which we call a spotter labeler, this particular piece of equipment, the setup time used to be 40 minutes. Through the work, through the operators, and the achievements that they've made, this setup has been brought down to 7 minutes with the use of quick-release latches and devices. This is one of our independent machines that you see behind me. And through working with the operators and maintenance and their SGIAs, this machine setup time has been reduced from 1 hour and 20 minutes to approximately 20 minutes. They set this machine up with the use of handles and quick-release devices. As you can see, that this has been quite a savings in time, and the only necessary tool now is required is one Allen wrench. This has reduced time significantly in the operations required for the setup. Behind me, you'll see a project board which has completed projects which the employees have done in their SGIAs. As we continue our tour, you'll see other project boards as well. At this time, we're going to the BOPS area. This is the BOPS die cut area. I'd like to introduce Tippy Turcott, who's going to tell you about some of the setup reductions they've done in this area. Tippy?
Thank you very much. I'd like to talk to you about the setup reduction that we did upstairs, and one of the major players was this setup table right here. One of the things we wanted to do in this SGIAs that we formed was to see as much as we could possibly do offline while the machine was running. We could do the make ready and the die before the machine was ready. That cut about 30 to 40 minutes off the setup. Also, the fixed stripping units enabled us to cut off another 30 to 40 minutes. Instead of using the pins, we could just put the units in and 4 bolts, and we were off and running. And now I'm going to take you over and show you some charts and graphs and how we used it to eliminate waste. Okay, what we have over here are the charts and graphs that we come up with in our small group meetings. What we did was get together in small groups and decide to see what would be the biggest offenders for the month. As it turns out, it was wet boards. So what we did was we got together in another small group, only this time we brought the vendor in, and we told them our recommendations. Our recommendations were a vapor barrier on the bottom and the top of the skid to eliminate waste. Now, we went from throwing away 3,000 sheets a month down to 40 sheets a month, which you can see here up on the charts. This one here was the original chart, and this is what we're throwing away now. And the other thing was, on the waste reduction, was the elimination of waste. Okay, an elimination of waste, I want to show you. This is what it should look like, the piece that you should be throwing away. This right here is what we were throwing away. Hundreds of thousands of these sheets a year. And the substantial savings was over $300,000, both of these combined, which was a world-class manufacturing operation on eliminating it.
Thank you, Tippy. And from here, we're going to move to material control and speak with Tina Zakowski, who's going to tell us some of the world-class manufacturing changes they've made in material control. This is material control. I'm now going to introduce Tina Zakowski, who will say a few words to you. Tina?
Thank you. Good morning. I'd like to tell you about a couple of the small group activities that we've done out here in material control. The first one is we eliminated paperwork. The document is called the receiving record. It was a 4-copy document. People in the past would receive this hard copy, and sometimes it would take hours for the courier to get it from Salem over to the Beverly office. Now, we use a computer system, and the information is available immediately. This has made our department and others more efficient. Also, I'd like to tell you about the level loading of the ordering. In the past, the orders would be done whenever they felt like calling them in. This created times when we weren't doing anything, and other times when we were so busy, we thought it would be inefficient. The departments would be waiting for their material. So we got together with the supervisors from the various departments and talked over what times would be best for their material to be ordered, and it's been working really well. All the orders now are coming down in an even keel, and everybody seems pleased with this. I'd like to thank the management of Parker Brothers for believing in us, listening, and responding. Thank you. Corey?
Thank you, Tina. And now we're going to go to the Monopoly 9 line and see Monopoly in production. This is our famous Monopoly 9 production line. In a moment, we'll take you on a tour to actually see the game being filled from beginning to end. This will show you how the Monopoly is done and completed.
All Parker Brothers employees have received a minimum of 36 hours of classroom training in the concepts of world-class manufacturing. This has been complemented by an additional 40 hours of facilitated, hands-on training during which skills learned in the classroom have been applied in the employees' respective work areas. Many employees have received additional in-depth training through an innovative train-the-trainer process and have functioned as world-class manufacturing facilitators over the past year. In addition to learning the basics of world-class philosophies, employees have been trained in just-in-time manufacturing, structured flow, setup reduction, flow charting, problem solving, statistical process control, and preventive maintenance. Small group improvement activities, SGIAs, capitalize on further training in problem-solving skills such as data collection, charting and graphing, fishbone diagramming, Pareto analysis, brainstorming, and team building. And as required, employees have been encouraged to participate in company-sponsored English as a second language and other basic adult education classes. John, Tippy, and Tina have just pointed out examples of how Parker Brothers employees have utilized these techniques to achieve significantly improved operating results.
This concludes the world-class production tour. Thank you for your time.
I'm Paul Lowe of A.T. Kearney Management Consultants. We have worked with the employees of Parker Brothers over the past 2 years, supporting their vision to become world-class. You have seen but a few examples of this process, but what you haven't experienced is the development, excitement, and enthusiasm of the employees who have immersed themselves in the world-class philosophy. This video typifies that excitement. It was conceived, written, edited, and produced exclusively by the world-class plant employees at Parker Brothers.
The foam room.
Johnny! Come on, you're supposed to be doing this.
You can't do this.
You ain't got a license.
They won't let you film in the building. He's doing it.
Say goodbye, guys.
Bye. Bye. See you, Peter.
Bye, ladies. Good luck. Thank you.
Adios, brother.
Not you. Not you. Cause you're not my type. Now flash me a Mooney. Flash me a Mooney and I'll leave.
Don't get me working. I'll never believe it. Especially this time of the day.
You ain't gonna be no traffic, you know.
Good night. Well, hello. Hello, how are you?
Taking your picture.
Wayne. Wayne, turn around.
Tiny bubbles. Make me blue.
Stop sticking your fingers. Put your fingers.
Oh, that Tennessee's too much. They're gonna put me in the Hall of Fame, I tell you. At least. Oh, man.
Not the Hall of Fame.
Right.
21 working.
Wayne, it's been real.
I don't blame this guy. Let me take your picture, Wayne. Come on, so you can...
More appropriate, I think.
Hey, hold on a minute. Stop. Shut up.
Shut up.
Hey, Ma, hold it, Ma.
Just hit the button again.
Why? I'll tell you what, wait, before I do, where's your date?
I already got it in there.
Okay. Let me get a close-up of that donut. Wow, can this guy eat?
Wow.
Well, nice. Okay, you ready?
Hey, we'll have to have dueling VCRs.
Yeah, I gotta go get mine. All right, kid.
Lost it.
Hey, G.
What? Get out of here. Wait till Harry got
That. Take a picture of